you have to ask yourself. And at the same time, they're trying to weaken our redundancy agreements and sack us quickly and sack us on the cheap. These are the disgusting acts of a government who are trying to tell us that they want economic growth. The work that my members do is absolutely vital to economic growth. We support the steel industry, the Northern Powerhouse, local economic growth, the future of higher and further education. Our young people, they are now putting at risk as well. The massive cuts they are proposing shows their absolute contempt they have for their own workforce. But more than that, the complete contempt they have for workers, our communities and our young people. And I have to, of course, give a special mention to the steel workers. Thank you so much for turning out today to support us. We must stand shoulder to shoulder with you. We must nationalise the steel industry. But I say this, how on earth can we trust the ability of the Secretary of State for Business, my Secretary of State, my boss Sajid Javid, to save the steel industry when he can't even support and employ workers in his own department? What an absolute example. This lot are about unfettered and unregulated capitalism. And of course, what does it mean for Sheffield? Because not only do we have 250 jobs threatened to go in biz, there are also 500 jobs in revenue and customs, which they should be building at the moment, I would have thought, and 400 local government jobs also under threat. But we know that this is the tip of the iceberg. The impact on Sheffield, on our region, across the UK for workers is absolute. This will not only impact on workers working in these environments, but on our schools, on our hospitals, on our businesses, and on our local communities. If we're not careful, we will return to the ghost towns of the 1980s. What we've seen over the past few weeks is that there are two ways of doing things. There's the Cameron, Osborne and Javid way of doing things, the Tory way, or there's our way. The Tory way is to look after number one, to look after big business, to look after capitalism. Children die, 2,200 children die of diarrhea every day. And yet we now know that there are $20 trillion locked up in offshore accounts. And they don't care what they do, they will protect themselves at any cost. They are telling us there is no money. No money for the steel workers, no money for the doctors, no money for the teachers, no money for local government workers, and no money for my members and my office to keep our office open in Sheffield. But we now know that that is utter rubbish. Then there is our way. Our way is to unite together, to fight together, to win together. The Panama Papers tell us everything and confirms what PCS has always said. We oppose austerity. We believe it's a political choice, not an economic necessity. No The Panama money is ours. We know that in one fell swoop that they could bring the steel industry into public ownership. They could stop the privatisation of education. They could save the National Health Service. They could stop the cuts in local government. And for my members, they could keep our office open. But let's be clear, this government is in absolute crisis. They have no solutions. Our job now is to unite together and fight. We must oppose all cuts. We have an alternative, and we could save all of our services. But we know that this government is up to its neck in lies and corruption. And the election, the welcome election of Jeremy Corbyn tells us how much all workers oppose austerity. We must keep up the political pressure, but we cannot We must fight now. We must build industrially. We must unite workers in our communities and throughout the UK. We must build absolute solidarity amongst all of us and build towards a general strike. And more than that, we have to change the system, one that benefits the many and not the few. Yes, we want Cameron to resign, but we don't just want Cameron,